Today on the channel, we go under the sea with Mer-Man Mondo Collectibles, Masters of the Universe.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Masters of the Universe Mondo Collectibles 1/6 scale unboxing and review. And today on the channel we got one of the men, one of the myths, one of the legends, deep from under the sea. We've got Mer-Man. But for all your Masters of the Universe needs that are not always Mondo Collectibles, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get a deal out there. And speaking of deals, got this deal once again over at PowerCon Mondo booth. Getting to check out all the new stuff coming. Man, oh man, they got some crazy stuff coming from the Mondo Masters of the Universe line and the X-Men line and a lot of other lines as well. They got Spider-Man coming, of course, Batman. There's a lot going on at Mondo. It'll put you in the poorhouse real quick is what it will do. But the Masters of the Universe line one, I'm, I guess, all in on at this point. Absolutely love these. Absolutely love the looks of these figures. Just absolutely next level figures. And missed out on quite a few. Of course, I was holding out, admiring from afar, and then you dive in, and then you're like, man, I need to get some of these old ones. And I've been playing the long game, as I said in some of the other videos. Well, Mer-Man, same example, playing the long game on him. But lo and behold, at PowerCon, Mondo team had some new old stock, and I ended up picking up Mer-Man, picked up Fakor, picked up Kildor as well. Ones that were definitely missing from my collection, so very happy to have these ones here today. And I ended up getting him for about half eBay price, so had to jump at that. You never know when a deal like that might come along, and as you guys know, we always say it here on the channel, gotta get a deal at the end of the day. So Mer-Man joins the collection, joins the unboxing table here today, and of course we're gonna do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're gonna take a look at the packaging, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's go under the sea to that old ocean warlord himself, old Mer-Man, an OG favorite of mine from when I was a little kid, of course. Love the graphics, very reminiscent of the other ones in the line, really feeling like it's all part of one line as it should. So we got Mer-Man looking good here, Masters of the Universe, Mer-Man as well. 1/6 scale collectible on both sides of the package, Masters of the Universe on the very top there. And it's a beautiful colored in artwork as well. And as I say in about every single review of He-Man stuff we do, absolutely love the artwork. Masters of the Universe, some of the finest artwork in the world. Yes, Mona Lisa, move over. Mer-Man coming in hot. I love the artwork on this one. Looking very, very nice. Some beautiful artwork there. And then, of course, like we see with a lot of these Mondo ones, we get the power of magnets. All the power of magnets compels you. As we get the magnets kind of slipcase cover there, we get a little bit of blurbage here we'll read in a second. And then we got Mer-Man in the package all locked in there, ready to go. Ready to take on He-Man or anybody else that gets in his way at the end of the day. Let's see what it says about old Mer-Man here. Ruler of the undersea realms of Eternia, Mer-Man was forced to serve in the armies of Skeletor after his kingdom was destroyed in a battle with rival ocean clans. His allegiance with Skeletor brings him to the surface world more often than he would like. Lurking deep beneath the sea of Rakash, Mer-Man awaits the evil call to arms of Skeletor. So, a tortured soul is what Mer-Man is. That's what we'll say at the end of the day. But of course, we're going to take this offline. Going to get him uncorked out of the package, and we'll be back talking all things Mer-Man. All right, we got Mer-Man out of the package. We're going to dive into the accessories first, then the figure. But first, really the true first right here, we're going to look at the slipcase cover. I forgot to talk about this when we looked at the packaging. Beautiful, beautiful Snake Mountain going on right here, of course, wrapped around. We see this with all the villains and stuff. Definitely cool, and as I always do say, we'd love a little bit of Mer-Man logo or something on here, because if you have them all sit together, you don't know who is who unless you really slip this off, all that work. But still very cool, definitely appreciated. Love all the packaging for the price. Definitely A+ packaging here. But now we're going to dive into the accessories here. We're going to start off with the old Mondo stand, of course, the doll stand here. You want to protect these figures. You don't want them falling off your shelf, so definitely looking cool. Definitely a uniform stand we get with most of these Mondo figures. Definitely here for that. Then we're going to dive in. I guess we'll go... Yeah, we're going to go to the hands. We always start with the hands. Let's keep the tradition alive. Let's go. But we got all kinds of hands. I think this is the most hands we've had in a long time in the unboxings of these Mondo figures. Now, Mer-Man, like a lot of them, he came to fight. Everybody's down for a fight if they have to in Eternia. Mer-Man, no different. He's got 2 Fists of Fury ready to go here. Now we get extra hands. We get 2 gripping hands. Of course, he's got some weapons we're going to talk about in a second. Got to be able to grip those weapons. You got 2 gripping hands right there. We got some very Creature from the Black Lagoon-esque hands here. He's got kind of the sprawled out hands. You got the webbing in the fingers. You got the fingernails going on. Definitely like he's going like that. Or he's using them to swim, of course, being a swimmer. A+ swimmer as far as Mer-Man goes right there. Big old splayed out open hands here once again. Really getting a lot of Creature from the Black Lagoon vibes. I wonder if they kind of based it on him a little bit. I don't know if I've ever heard that backstory, but could be. He could have influenced a little bit of Mer-Man right here. We got those. And then we got trigger fingers, because Mer-Man, he does come with a gun. Feels weird. I don't really see him blasting a lot of weapons all the time, but you never know. But he's got the trigger finger hands here. So tons and tons of different hands here. You can truly choose your own Mer-Man hand adventure, no doubt about it. But why stop at the hands when you got extra feet? Yes, you heard it right. He's got normal feet that we'd use just to stand here, but if you want to put him on a heavy-duty stand, if you got a heavy-duty stand, you could put him there with a little bit of angles of his arches and his toes. It's like he's truly swimming through water. You put these big old hands, and he's just swimming. You could have him on a flight stand like that. Would be very cool. I don't know if I have the room for that, for a big flight stand to really arch him out, but I do like the opportunity to do that if I want to choose my own display adventure. So we do get that. And I don't know if these feet, I don't think the way they're angled, you're not going to be able to stand him on a shelf with these feet. So for me, not a lot of use out of these, but others may have a good use out of them. So we do get that right there. Now we're going to dive into the weapons, and I talked about that pistol he has. Once again, you get that kind of gunmetal color, a dark wash over the top. Looks like it's been sitting at the bottom of the ocean for a long, long time, but definitely it is a blaster here. Feels weird to see Mer-Man with a blaster. That just doesn't compute in my head. But here we are. But these weapons here do compute in my head, as we got his famed corn cob sword. Yes, the corn cob sword. Whenever I think of Mer-Man as a little kid, we all remember his iconic sword. I always felt it was corn on the cob sword. And I'm not the only one. We've talked about that in other Mer-Man unboxings on the channel. But whenever I see this, I always think back to my childhood. The old corn cob sword, even though it has nothing to do with corn on the cob, it just always felt that way. It definitely feels even more deluxe in this one than the old school vintage one, as that was all one color. This has got the dark wash over the top, the yellows, the bones in here. Just definitely something that you could see being built down in the bottom of the ocean, grabbing teeth, grabbing bones, grabbing things. Really a primitive sword that just looks oh so deadly here. Definitely looks crazy. You got even the spike on the end, like a tooth down here. Definitely very cool, but definitely very iconic to Mer-Man. There's no denying. If somebody handed me this and said, hey, whose weapon is this? I'd say, bam, that's Mer-Man. That's his corn cob sword. That's what I would say, but definitely an all-timer right there, no doubt about it. And then we get this. What is this, a trident? Is that what they're called, a trident? Looks like something Namor might have, or any of the other underwater people. Of course, Aquaman, another one. I put my money on Mer-Man every time. He's just, you get that fish power. You got that fish power, but he's got this. Definitely looks like a fork, like a pitchfork type end. You got some spears on the end here. A little jewel action there as well. Then you almost got some like coral reef type stuff going on. Some green, I want to believe, seaweed wrapping throughout. And you got like a little shell, like a shell you'd find on the beach or something. Just screams underwater all the time. I'm definitely displaying my Mer-Man with this and the sword. I think that's the 1-2 punch he's got to have. Definitely love this. This is very cool. Almost looks like a piece of like a crab back here. Like a crab and its crab legs. I mean, just very cool. Definitely on point. Definitely on brand for one Mer-Man. So there we go. That's the weapons there. Now we're going to dive into the heads on this one. And definitely some interesting heads here. And it's going to be one we got to break down a little bit. Now the head right out of the package definitely feels Mer-Man, but doesn't feel Mer-Man at the same time. Of course, when I think of Mer-Man, oh, baby, I just saw something cool. We'll get to it. But I'm like a shiny object. Whoa. I see something cool. I just get distracted for a second. But Feels a lot like, of course, the mini comics version of Mer-Man back in the day, which as a kid I was not a fan of. I was a fan of the cartoon look, or more I should say, the toy look is what I liked. And that's what I always kind of resonated with because I spent so many hours playing with those toys. And that's what we got right here. We got the classic toy look. And of course, this looks a heck of a lot like Stinkor, as we know. You repaint, getting the most out of your molds, things like that. So this was always iconic to me, but I would say in the last 5 years or so, I don't like this head as much as I used to. And for the longest time, I was just a purist of this head for my Mer-Man. But now I've come around to the different colors and the different looks, and I like something more akin to what we get out of the package. I like some of the other looks of Mer-Man instead of the Stinkor Mer-Man look here. But definitely looks like it. Definitely know what this one is. We know all day long. You see those big old eyes, those teeth, kind of those ears, and even the hair, which feels weird for an underwater creature. But definitely this is the iconic OG look, if you remember the toys, if you were a player back in the day. But this feels more Mer-Man to me in this day and age for whatever reason. Definitely looking crazy. Got those kind of big spikes up there. The big old eyes going on. And I love the painted on color in the eyes and even the little speckles around the bulb there. Definitely looks like plastic. Like it's like, almost feels like it's a marble inside. I don't know what the official term is. And it's not a marble in there. But it almost looks like a plastic eyeball inside of the figure. Which really creates depth and creates a little bit more fanciness to this figure. Makes it feel a lot more upscale, and at the end of the day, this is a very upscale figure. This is a heck of a different price point, a whole different collector than the Origins level collector for the most part. And there's people like me that dabble in both, of course, but you know what I mean. But definitely cool. I love the green colors against the orange, the dark washes there. And I talked about the shiny toy catching my attention. That was the movable jaw on this one. You guys know I'm a sucker for a movable jaw, and you do got that on this Mer-Man. Adds a whole nother level of personality to this character, to the figure here. Absolutely like that. Love that skinny row of teeth, almost like a piranha there. The creepiest teeth around. Got that going on. Definitely looks like a fish guy that lives under the sea, no doubt about it. Very, very cool. And then you get into the figure a little bit more. You do get the iconic vest, and you even got that belt. I believe that's the European Championship, which he did win way back in the day and then took that underwater, never to be seen again, never to be defended again. And I think he's going to be stripped if he doesn't get a title offense in the next 30 days. So we'll stay tuned to that development on the channel here as well. But love the belt down here. Got a little jewel going on. Just feels very underwater, feels very fishy throughout. Like all of the coral and like the teeth of like a shark or whatever this could be here. It's just definitely looks like something of an underwater ruler would have. And of course, being a fish person helps it even more, I would say. But definitely very cool. The big old forearm guards right here. Once again, stuff going out. Even got little like fin pieces down here, almost like Batman would have. So you got some of that. And even like the back of the vest, right up over the back. I mean, it looks like a big fish head is about ready to swallow him. It's like he gutted a fish and used it as a vest. Just definitely very cool. You got his underwear here, very Aquaman-like, but it looks like fish scaling throughout. Just definitely cool. And then you got all these rope hanging down with different things to hold stuff. You got shells on there. You got little coins and then just different stuff. It's just every time you look at this, you see something different as you stare into it. Very cool. A lot going on in here. Beads throughout as well. Just definitely cool. And then he's got his Terry Steinbach, of course, shin guards down here. And no fooling, I think a big Terry Steinbach fan. I think he was following him in high school when Mer-Man first came to be. And he knew he'd be on the Oakland A's one day. So he's got the green and the yellow colors going strong right here. Absolutely do love that. Down to the three-pronged toes. You got the big toenails hanging out here. Nice sharp toenails. Of course, no holes in the feet on these guys, as we do know. Even got the fins on the back there as well, looking good. Definitely a lot to soak in and a lot to look at. I like these figures like this where you just stare at them and every time you look, you see something a little bit different. I think that is really cool. Articulation-wise, of course, head removable. Head back forth, side to side, especially on the back. Looks very Creature from the Black Lagoon-esque. Love the jaw, of course. We got the articulation of the jaw we talked about. Hula hoop at the top, a little traditional waist as well. You do get the arms that go all the way around. Now, we do get single-jointed. Let me see here. Single-jointed elbows, I guess. Yeah, single-jointed elbows on this one. Hands, of course, removable with all those extra hands, as we do know. We do get a little bit of splits, a little bit of underwater splits. Double-jointed knees on this guy. You do get some side-to-side at the knee. Ankles back forth, side-to-side. And then, of course, the feet are removable, as we do know right here. So definitely an all-timer. Definitely an interesting one. We do know Mondo does have Trap Jaw coming out, and I think they already have a Trap Jaw back in the day. I can't even remember. I can't even keep it straight. There's so many toy lines here. But I know I pre-ordered Trapjaw at PowerCon. I believe there's another Trapjaw from back in the day as well. But we got Trapjaw coming, and then we have a new Beastman that will be going up for pre-order that's going to be an all-timer. That is going to be a must-have. I can't wait to get Beastman. I always feel like I need Triclops, Beastman, Mer-Man, of course. I need those guys kind of around me. Trapjaw, another one I mentioned. Those are kind of the core Skeletor minions, not counting Evil Lyn, of course. We'll have to have her as well, and I believe she is coming down the line. Tila coming as well. There's a lot coming from Mondo, and I'm just thinking how expensive this life is really getting here, but we'll get them. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Might have to go collect pop cans on the side of the road. You get 5 cents where I'm from. I might have to add those all up. That's what old young entrepreneur Kyle did as a little kid. He would go house to house, building construction. You know, we'd move to these streets. We'd be the only house up. There'd be all these streets being developed. Every night after school, Kyle would get a bag, and I'd go to every single construction site. I'd pick up every single can, walk him to the grocery store, and guess what? There's Kyle's figure money when he's 9, 10 years old. Hustling at an early age, always hustling, trying to get those figures. That's what I've been doing since I was a little kid. And why stop now? Why stop now? I'm going on the can redemption. I'm also going to go down to the car wash. I'm going to hit the coin return. Unfortunately, there's no paper, what do you call them? The paper dispensers where you get the daily paper. Back in the day, in my time, there was newspapers. There'd be like 20 of them lined up. I'd just go down and hit the coin return on every single one, get the coins that would come out. Man, oh man, hustling as a little kid, bringing back memories. There you go. You got to hustle. Always be hustling every day. So there it is. There's old Mer-Man here. Of course, got He-Man off to the side. Put these guys together. The battle that could be had right here. Obviously, not a recommended playing toy. This is more of a display toy. You don't want to give this to like a 5 or 6 year old. Not going to work out well in the end, I don't think. But definitely going to be cool on a display once I get figured out how I'm going to display these Mondo figures. I still got to figure that out, but we'll buy the figures and we'll ask questions later. That's what we're going to do here. But definitely cool. You can see the scaling between him and He-Man looking nice. Looking good. But what say you guys? You picking up Mer-Man, or did you pick up Mer-Man back in the day? What are your thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day, and then some. And then, of course, you know where to find me. Go over to old Patreon for early access to these videos, bonus content, exclusive content, you name it, all over there on the old Patreon. And best of all, you do support this channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media, Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads and on Instagram. So for Mer-Man and Mondo Toys, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.